Hello, this is Daniel Heiser, and I am the very beginning of Team Ivy's game. After you cross the hub, you'll come across a barrier that you must jump over, and then you'll need to cross a sand pit that will instantly kill you if you fall in. Once doing that, you'll come across this stack that you must jump upon to reach the top, and you'll get the first cog of 3 that will open the gate at the very end of the map. After that, you'll want to go through this wall by destroying it completely. Your choice, you can use the grapnel or jumper like I did. You'll then want to go into this shack and go to the very last box closest to the wall and collect the cog that way. The second cog will be collected and you'll leave through the back corner. After you've gone through there, you'll want to go to the fire pit to your left and you'll want to cross the beams over this pit. This pit is exactly like the first sand pit where it's instant kill. Once you cross there, you'll go to the oasis where you'll find the final cog, which will unlock the gate at the very end of the map. You'll then want to cross the massive sand pit here at the very end that will excuse me, that will reach your gate to get to the next level. This pit gradually kills you as I'm demonstrating here. It takes away 10 points per tick, and you will be able to jump out of it if you fall into it. You'll then go through the gate and up this mountain, to which you'll go into the next level.
This is my level. I have to do this through Unity because I have an issue that arose where I can't actually control the player. I don't know what the heck the problem is, but that's where I am right now. So this is my level. The player will come in. Notice that there is a door behind here, behind this marble door. It has that texture because I wanted it to seem apparent that there is something different about it. But after searching the door itself, they'll realize that they have to search around. They will come here to where this noise file is located, and when they get to this sign, they will activate a message that says something about the path being revealed, and they'll go down into this cave. This will also complete the first objective. All the objectives load at this point. I don't necessarily like the idea of all the objectives loading at the same time, but we wanted the level to be unified and consistent, and I thought that if I made mine load one by one, it would seem out of place and it just wouldn't be uniform. So we decided to have all the objectives load at the start of each individual person's level. Anyways, so we come over here, you'll go down here. I added an objective clear at this doorway. You walk through a trigger and it clears objective 2. You come down here, there's a cash pickup right there. Money, money. Then you come over here. You have to clear this debris. There's also a item inside the top block. The person feels like searching for it. I also created the ability to get over this without doing it for people who want to complete the level very quickly, because I know that speedrunners are a thing, and I like to cater to multiple audiences. After you do that, you walk through another trigger here, which clears this part of the level. Then you come to this door after searching around, finding that item, and seeing the message volume about this tent. Come to this door, it shuts automatically. Right now it's active because the scene isn't playing. And then it prompts you to search the room for an answer to open the door, which is this block right here. And then when you push that block over there, it spawns this block. This block is not active when you enter the room itself. Both of them make a clicky sound, and then this door opens. Once the door opens, you come in here and you clear your next objective and enter a checkpoint. Then you work your way over here. There are turrets. You have to dodge them. You also can pick up this item if you believe, or if you so choose. For some reason, I am missing the texture for it, but whatever. So this turret hits like a truck. Any of the turrets in my death room will kill you if they get 2 or 3 bullets into you. So you come over here. This is the Room of Death. This texture in the final is there. I made sure to put that in. So you have to come under this door by crouching and avoiding these turrets. One thing I really don't like about the turrets is that if you crouch, you just avoid their targeting automatically. I would have preferred them to have like a rotation or like a area cone tracking rather than just a straight line tracking. That would make more sense if they could pivot, because this looks like a pivot joint. Anyways, so you come in here. This is the reflection pool room. If you go into this pit, you die. You just, it's an instant death. We had a couple people complain that the checkpoint was here. If you died there, it literally takes like 5 seconds to run through this room. But I placed a checkpoint here because, or Matt did that for me because I had forgotten it on the last one. But anyways, we placed a checkpoint here because people would complain that walking 5 seconds was too much, even though checkpoints were only supposed to limit, the maximum was a minute, but whatever. So, the player comes up to this thing, sees a prompt that states once the correct item is entered, then they will have the path revealed. It's pretty obvious with these blocks lining the room that you have to pick up these blocks and put it in here, or so they think, when the actual solution to the puzzle is to drop down yourself because you are the correct item. And then the hologram, that is actually the water, is revealed, and you enter this cave system. This push block and this push block activate this ledge and this door respectively, and the whole point is that you cannot jump. Like, I made it so that you cannot jump to this ledge without having this ledge. It's just long enough that you can do it. Another thing I did was I like to do illusionary puzzles, or illusion-based puzzles. When you drop down here and you drop down here, you are immediately greeted by this if you look to the right, there's nothing. If you look to the left, there's this big hallway. So you walk down this hallway, and you don't see this block. You have to like actually search around for it. I don't like handing people. I don't like sugarcoating games. I like it when people actually have to explore and search. I feel that that element hasn't been left out of games. As a driving mechanic, I feel that people have been trained to want to be handed the game step by step, and I hate that. I really don't like the way they do it in games like Arkham Asylum. So I make it so that the person actually has to engage in the level and like explore to experience the game. So you have to come down here. This is the only time that I do that, and the only thing I did, or that we did, is put this item here so that the player can see that you can crouch and get in and go in here. But I did not do it with this one. So you do that, and then you are led up here to this room, the elevator room. The elevator room is the last room in the level. There's an item hidden right there. This elevator was using the point mover. That does not really work well with the character that we were given, because the character is like a bunch of essentially blocks that are put together and parented and parented and parented, and all have separate animations for movement. It's not a rigged character, so what happened was when you got on this, it would parent you and then it would move, and when it parented you and moved upward, it would cause your character textures to just freak out, and also cause your the game objects that make up the character to freak out and expand, and it like distorted the character. So it essentially made the game unplayable. So what I did is I animated it instead with no parenting so that the player wouldn't freak out. The only thing that happens now is that when you're going up, the character, the way it was made, is just really weird. So it doesn't work well with elevators and all that junk. So when you go up, you like crouch, and when you get to the top, you're normal. Or like you look like you're crouching, but when you get to the top, you're normal. You have to jump onto these platforms and then get to here, and then that is the end of my level.
Matt's level. Nothing much has changed in the beginning. You still have to make it through this wonderful little area. We have fixed the objectives list issue we were having with them not completing and yada yada yada. There is a collectible over there. Added some different trees. We were having issues with loading the previous ones. Okay, you make it up here. From in here, you drop down and you push this wonderful boulder aside. It's the exit, of course. The objective is to find debris, but I already know where they're at. We have added lights in here, and replaced the cubes with actual dead power cells, which will be used as debris. You have to put debris on those pressure plates, one to open door, one for the bridge later. Added some dirt piles in here. The first puzzle is a simple push puzzle. For those that were complaining on this puzzle, they were made to be affected by the Gravnol now. But it's a lot easier just not to run them into the wrong area. It's not exactly a hard puzzle to maneuver around. Press E at the console to unlock the door and to lock up the turret behind a force field wall. Grab this dead power cell. There is stuff back there. I'm not going to go run. Come out this way. There's stuff over there. Another data chip. Place that debris on that. This puzzle's pretty simple to solve. There's two of them. Once you solve the puzzles, you jump up here. This one leads to a collectible. This one leads to a featured item which you need to activate the bridge at the end. Previously was not connected into the scripting, but now it is. Once out here, you go into this abandoned building. There are collectibles in these different rooms. This is another puzzle, but it's easy to solve. There's a collectible down there, as you can see, but once you have the featured item and all the 3 key pressure plates pressed down, you come up here to this console, you press E, and it activates the force field bridge to move on to the next level. Like so. And you pass over into Kaysen's level.
Alright, hello and welcome to the beginning of my level. This level lights off where the force bridge of the last level stops, and so you come out into this open area. And if you come over here, you get to restore the windmill objective, and you get a message volume saying that you can use your grapnel. So the player simply picks up the pivot and reattaches it to the stalk of the windmill, and then it will lift up and start spinning, showing that power's been restored. And then you can come over here and open the doors. If the player tries to open the doors prior to restoring the windmill, they'll get a message volume that says that they have to restore the windmill first. And the player comes into this open area. There's a few collectibles that they can pick up, as well as they can choose to go forward, to the right, or to the left. If the players come over here and choose to go to the right, they'll come into this room and they'll get a creative bridge objective, so the players can take one of these crates and drop it in, and then they can use it as a stepping stone to cross the gap. And once they've done that, they'll come over here and they'll have a couple collectibles that they can get, as well as a health item in case they try to take on the turrets. And then the player can simply head back. If the player chooses to go forward, they will have to use the available crates as cover and the debris to destroy the turrets. If the player then chooses to come over to the left instead, they'll come into this room that has fire and some debris. The players can either climb over the debris to get the collectibles or come behind the debris to avoid the fire, because that has a high damage volume and it will kill them very quickly. And then the players can come over here and they'll get a break the wall objective and a message volume that says they can break the wall if they use something strong enough. So the players can use their grapnel to pick up one of these explosives and to destroy the weak area of the wall, which will allow them to get a good view of the turrets and can easily destroy them. Once that's done, the player can continue on, and they'll get a message volume that says they have to get the main passcodes and enter the main computer at the front of the room. And then they'll get a timer started and realize that they're trapped in the room, so the player has to gather both the passcodes before the timer runs out. And once the player has gathered both the passcodes, they simply come up to the main computer and interact with it, and the timer will be stopped and the player will be freed. However, if the players do not gather all the passcodes within the time limit, then they will be reset to the nearest checkpoint semblance of the room exploding, which is hinted to by having all the explosives hidden around the room. So once they enter the main password, they are freed and they can continue on. And players will then get a view the photo objective. So the players will come over here and they can see the photo, which is marked by a spotlight. They can use shift to get zoomed in view, and they can see that it is an aerial shot of the courtyard, but yet the rocks are in different positions. And when they come over to the rocks, they'll get I can move the rocks with the my grapnel message volume and reposition the rocks objective. So the player's goal is to then use their grapnel to carry the rocks into their correct positions, which they can use the photo to get a view of, or they can get hints off the indentations of the ground and the discolorations as to where the rocks are supposed to go. Once the player's got all the rocks in the correct position, their hidden wall will be revealed and they can continue on. The player then can come into this room and they get a maneuver the cube objective, and if they come over here, they get a weigh down the pressure plate objective and a message volume that says I need to weigh down the pressure plate. However, both the cube and the pressure plate are on opposite sides of the glass of the player, so the player must use the grapnel to interact with the cube and carry it across the room past all of these obstacles and use it to weigh down the pressure plate. Once the player has gotten the cube to weigh down the pressure plate, the hidden door is revealed and the player can go forward, and they'll get the final objective of using the elevator and a message volume that says they just have to press the button. And so this elevator takes the players down to the start of the next level. Alright, that's the end of my level.
Welcome to the final level of Team Ivy Scraps. My name is Scott Stelmach, and I am bringing you the AI Containment Facility. Welcome. Alright, so the player comes in, they've got some force field crates that they can toss around here and see through, and the little AI core to greet them. Come into the first room, and your passage forward is blocked. Alright, and as we look around, we can kind of see a pattern here. We've got green core, green power station, yellow core, yellow power station, Orange power station, no power core. Okay. Well, so we're missing something. Let's search this room. All right, and now we're locked in actually. Oh, that's unfortunate. Okay, so we're gonna pick up the blue core because we need the blue core for the blue station over here. There we go. And we'll come and we'll grab the orange core because we need it for the other one. And you'll be able to pick up these collectibles as you go. Get that in there, alright. Okay, so we come into here and, oh, that doesn't look good. We're taking damage. Alright. Come into here and, well, this is supposed to this room is supposed to help us with other rooms, so let's activate this and see what happens. More force field barrels to play with. Oh, well, look at that. The gas is gone, and hey, look at that. It's a whale. Looks like he's swimming. Hi, whale. Alright. And we'll hit the switch. Come down to level 2. Alright, so we got more force field barriers in our way. Seems to be a common theme. And we'll come into here, and this panel looks promising, so we'll activate it. Force field barrier's gone. Alright, we'll step into the next room. Huh. Well, all the other force field barriers were solid, so maybe I could just skip this. Nope. Alright, well, that's unfortunate, and that took damage. Alright. So that's pretty close to instant death right there. Alright, so we'll jump across this. Yeah, got it in the first try. Alright, we'll hit the console, and we'll jump back across. Oh, no, we'll fail. Alright, we're going to take the short and easy route and just die. Alright, so second force field barrier is down. Alright, so this place is on high alert, and we cannot get through this force field barrier here to get to the console. So, come down here, and we remember this pattern from before, so we'll pick up the green core, put it into the green slot, and the rest of them are all in, so we're good. We got some console effects going on here, and we'll go hit that, and oh, all the force fields are gone. Alright, so we'll grab that pickup on our way and hit the console. Okay, we come down here and whoa, big guy. Alright. Knock out all these turrets, and don't need those guys getting in our way. Hop up this ramp because sliding. Alright, we'll deactivate that one. We'll run across here. Deactivate that one. Alright, and we'll come up to here. Deactivate that one. Alright, well, let's get our AI core. What? Force fields. Ah, more force fields? Okay, so we'll come down here, see these sparkling, and we'll activate this. All that work just to hit one button. Come back up. Alright, and get over here. Okay, well, there's a little AI core. You can see he's kind of the same thing as the big one, and oh, now they're all gone. Okay, and that is the end of the level. Thank you very much.